Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. In this video, I'll be giving you guys my most honest opinion on taking the IB Higher Level Mathematics course. I'll basically be answering a bunch of frequently asked questions to help better construct my response. And just a quick disclaimer before I get started, my opinions are based solely on my own experiences of taking the course in my own school, which might differ from the experiences of those who are taking the same course but at a different institution. So just bear that in mind. However, the advice I'm going to give to you guys will likely be universal, so please keep on watching and let's get to it. Well, to be honest, I think that class went okay-ish for me because although I was able to complete most of my assignments and tasks and classwork in time, I felt I belonged to the group who were lagging behind in class. And that's because our class adopted a discuss and learn style way of teaching in which you learn mostly through discussing with your friends rather than lectures. And I was a lecture type person who would prefer lectures over discussions. So I had to readjust my mindset and adapt to this way of learning, which took me a while. And that explains why for the entire first year, I was not making the most out of my time during class. However, in the second year, our teacher changed the teaching method to a lecture-based one with presentations, so that was better, and I also was able to seek extra support from my teacher after school. That kind of allowed me to catch up the stuff that I missed, and yeah, so class in general went alright. The most challenging part of this whole course for me was definitely the vectors unit because there were just way too many 3D concepts that were very difficult and abstract for me to envision, and until today I haven't fully mastered the gist of that unit. For example, when you're asked to find the distance between a line and a plane, you have to always keep in mind when to use the dot product, the cross product, the distance formula, and all of this I think we as a class weren't given enough time to fully master before encountering a complicated question like this. So yeah, it just shows how intense this course is, and yeah. I think this one has to be the derivatives and antiderivatives unit because for most of the questions you just have to follow a set procedure and you can just get the answer. For example, in integration by parts, you just have to follow the exact same procedure and then you can always get an answer that's reasonable and feasible, at least in my own experience. And I'm a person who likes to use formulas and these set procedures, which made this unit relatively easier for me, and it was a very smooth experience. So I really liked our branch classes in which each of us brings some food and drinks and we just all sit together and eat and chat, and that was pretty cool. Our teacher would organize them occasionally. Moreover, our teacher was a really friendly person. He would sometimes invite his family members to our class, chat with us. He would also himself tell us fun stories and some jokes to make us feel very comfortable in his class. And I think that was great, and yeah, those were all fun moments. The most difficult times were definitely when we had to take those unit tests and mock exams. There were just so many tough questions on this test that will tackle you so hard and eventually make you doubt about your own life. I'm serious, and this might not be a proud thing to say, but there was not once that I walked out of the classroom after taking a test feeling that I didn't fail the test. It was a terrible experience taking those tests, and well, I guess on the other hand also shows the extreme rigor of this course as compared to some of my other courses. Yeah. Well, although my future studies will mainly focus on the humanities subjects rather than the math and science subjects, I still think that taking the IB Higher Level Mathematics course has by and large increased my passion for math. That's because I always enjoy the feeling when I finally solve a very tough question, which is just like completing a level in a game. And I think what IB HL Math has taught me will always be useful in my life. Maybe not right now, but at a certain stage for sure. If I were to start all over again, one thing I would do differently is probably finding a tutor since the very beginning, and a tutor who can actually help you out regularly and help you improve your grades and understand the concepts, because there's definitely a severe shortage of class time for you to fully master those concepts. So finding a tutor would be very helpful, and it's something that I regret I didn't do. My views of mathematics changed in that I used to believe that you should only use your teacher's method on a test in order to get the full mark, but my experience of taking the IBHL math course for 2 years taught me that you can actually use your own methods, and as long as your answer is correct, you can always get the full mark as well, which kind of made me become more open-minded and more prone to looking for new methods of doing math, which is quite beneficial to my other studies as well. As of right now, I don't think I will, but as I said before, what I've learned throughout the 2 years of IBHL Maths will definitely be helpful to me and make me a better person in the future. Okay, finally, advice time. Now, my first piece of advice is for people who are still trying to determine whether or not they should take this IBHL Maths course. I think that one important factor that should play a role in determining whether or not you should choose this course is your math talent. And that means when given a really complicated math problem and you're looking at the problem, do you have the ability to instantly find the trick in the problem? Whether it's a cancellation or a combination of like terms, it doesn't matter. Can you see this? And if you can, your life will be much easier in the future. Because on the test, there are tons of questions and sub-questions. For each of them, if you can easily see the trick, then it's all a matter of calculations. However, what if you don't have this math talent, but you still really like math? Then you can still take this course, but to be honest, it will just be much more difficult than those who have the talent. Because think of it, there's more opportunity cost. You need to spend more hours behind closed doors to train yourself. You need to find a tutor and hire him or her to help you out, and there's also monetary cost. All this combined together, if you think it's worth it, then my advice is go for it. But if you have another subject that you think is easier for you to achieve success in, then I'd say go for the other subject. It is widely accepted that IBHL Math is one of the most difficult IB higher level classes. My second piece of advice is for people who are currently taking the IBHL Math course, whether you're in year 1 or year 2 of IB. I think it's always important for you to make sure that you have access to past paper questions and mark schemes, because only by practicing these past paper questions and referring your answers to the mark schemes, you can actually improve your grades substantially. I would recommend 2 websites here. One of them is ibresources.org, the other one is exammate.com. They all offer plenty of good, high quality past paper questions with mark schemes attached. The second thing is you should make sure that you always use the most out of your time in class. By that, I mean every time you step out of your classroom after your class is over, you should ask yourself, have I mastered 80% of the materials that were taught today? If not, that means I'm not managing my time in class efficiently. And how do you manage your time? You should always seek help from your teacher when necessary. Don't be shy to ask questions. When given the chance to discuss with your friends, you should always be actively involved in the discussions and make sure to ask your friends for help as well. Only by being an active student, you can improve your understanding and master the knowledge and concepts better. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found my video helpful. If you guys did, please don't forget to leave a like, write a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Peace.